It's time for the Steve and Kyle podcast with Steve.
Yeah, I was guest of the Queen.
That's right.
At the royal wedding.
May she rest in peace.
Yeah,
We're okay, right?
yeah, I'm all right. If
Are they okay? We
our...
eulogized her already.
No, did we?
Yeah, we gave.
Okay, I was going to say, is this our tribute to the Queen?
If there's one thing you and I are on top of, it is
royal death.
And Kyle.
I'm not going to be there.
Now, when you say you wouldn't go,
I won't be there.
Would...
When I say that I'm not going, let me assure you, I will not be in attendance.
Okay,
when you're on a stage, I will not be within your view.
So you say
when you are up there trying to tell jokes, I'll be at my house.
Okay.
Now, here they are, two guys who are living in style, Steve and Kyle.
Thought I made it pretty obvious. Not sure why I had to double, triple, quadruple down on that.
Yeah. Very, very vocal. Hard to not take that directly personal.
Do you have a gig lined up yet? Don't know why I'm asking. Don't even care. Not sure why. Came out of my mouth. Don't care. Not going to be there. No, sir.
Appreciate you feigning interest.
Can I start with a question?
Yeah, please.
What the hell are you wearing?
Oh, this little getup?
It's something. Is that that's like a rhinestone cowboy hat.
Steve, stop being so stupid. This, my dear man, I am wearing the jersey from international superstar from the late 90s, early 2000s, Brian McBride, American soccer superstar. You know him. You love him.
Don't know him. Never heard of him, actually.
Went ahead and scored in the 98 and 2002 World Cups. We don't need to talk about how they ended. Not great. He was the first U.S. player to score in 2 separate World Cups.
It took us until 98 to do that?
Listen, they're not very good, Steve.
Or 2000?
I am thrilled you asked. I busted out as much America as I could find today. I dug into the closet. I got my America socks. I got my America jockstrap.
Okay.
I've got my America hat. And I've got my America soccer jersey from 2006.
U.S.
This thing had to have the dust bunnies from 16 years ago blown off it. When I went downstairs to find it last night, sitting right next to my England jersey.
Oh, so you're a traitor.
I have no idea why I have that. I don't know when I got it. Don't know why I got it. I have a Real Madrid jersey.
You know, I think I had a Real Madrid jersey as well from my time in Spain.
Oh, that's right. But this isn't about you, Steve. This is about
right,
America.
Of course, I apologize. Not about me.
It is day one of the knockout stage of the 2022 No Crimes Against Humanity World Cup, which is, I think, what we're calling it on the internet.
Is it?
In Qatar. Qatar? Still don't know how we're supposed to do that.
I believe it's Qatar now. When we were in school, it was Qatar. But
we've now gone to Qatar?
We've now gone to Qatar.
I should ask my friend who's been there.
Qataris?
Qatarians?
Qatarians, yeah.
Qatarians sounds like they play
Star
Catan.
Wars. Sounds like something from Star Wars. Okay.
But today is the knockout stage, the round of 16, Steve, the quarterfinals.
Boy.
The United States men's national team, after bringing home 5 points in the group stage, as you know, Steve, that's 2 draws and 1 win, with a grand total of 2 goals.
Wow.
In 3 matches.
Is that, and that was enough to advance?
That did it. That is a 0-0 draw against our forever enemies, England. A 1-1 draw against Wales, which is just a massive disappointment in the scheme of things, because they have like 85 people there. And a 1-0 win against Iran. Enough to move on. The only North American nation to move on, as Canada goes home, Mexico goes home. The United States represents today The biggest game in United States men's soccer,
boy.
Steve.
Ever?
In 12 years.
Oh, in 12 years. Okay.
And I'm talking, of course, Steve, you remember where you were. Landon Donovan, the runaway goal to defeat Ghana in the 2010 World Cup. I believe that is the goal or sporting event, and maybe I'm putting too much credit on this, that made those people who set up cameras in bars much more popular.
Oh, yeah.
Because those videos, Steve, they still give me goosebumps. If you were to pull up right now, 2010 Landon Donovan goal reaction videos, if you can get those on the Jumbotron.
No, thank you. We reserved the Tron for
a document.
More important things. Yeah, Google Doc.
So, yeah, you know what? Sue me, Steve. I'm supporting America today.
Okay.
We are trying to knock out our oppressors, the Netherlands.
Our oppressors?
Yeah.
The Netherlands.
I mean, do you have anything good to say about them?
I've been there. Been there twice.
Oh, so you hate America?
Well, it's a beautiful, beautiful.
Oh, okay,
place.
good. So you're a communist America hater now. Because I'm sitting here wearing an America cowboy hat with headphones over the top of it. America jersey, America socks, and as mentioned, an America jock.
What are you drinking?
Nice hot American coffee.
No, there's no such thing.
From our friends at Black Rifle Coffee Company.
100%
with
made in America.
And this is just you and me, right?
Oh, yeah, just us. Just hold on. Hey, everyone. Turn it down for a minute.
Cover your ears, Toby. Yeah. Little American bourbon in there, too.
Oh.
It's no big deal. It's no big deal. But yeah, I am America top to bottom today.
You are?
In support of our country. And I assume that you will have the television on and all accompanying audio ready to go for you as well at 10 a.m. for the family to watch the big match.
I can stream that game, right? I can on a platform of some have it on YouTube Live or something. Facebook. Is it on Twitch?
Just 30 minutes away, and it'll be
right. But where can I watch that? Like ESPN, the Ocho.
I think it is. Nope,
it's on the Ocho.
ESPN. No, it's. This might be a. Does Fox have a streaming platform?
Fox streaming?
Fox Nation? Are they going to interrupt like Hannity to show?
Right.
To show the big match?
Yes, Hannity's doing play-by-play.
That's right. Oh, he's from the studio,
and they're bringing Combs back
to
do color commentary.
Did we lose him? Did we lose Combs? Just Google that. Did we lose Combs?
Is Combs dead? Is it COMBS?
I thought it was two O's, but I could be very wrong.
Jesse Combs.
I had forgotten that was a tag team program forever, right?
Yeah. Like one was left and
Hannity
one was
was
right.
Hannity,
yeah.
And Combs was much more moderate. And for
Fox,
Fox, that was
LMES.
Really?
Yeah.
But for Fox, that was totally out of the ordinary. And quite honestly, the format itself was much different than every other news program and other platforms were putting out there.
Was that Alan Combs?
It was Alan.
American radio host.
So
has been dead for 5.5 years.
Okay. Well, you know what they say.
Date of death.
It's not that hard to do
February
radio, so I'm not surprised that he's an American radio host.
How old is Alan Combs? Well, he's dead.
But still doing radio, right?
Yeah, there's running best of.
Not that hard. Like I said,
trust me, we do it every day.
Any buffoon could do it. Any imbecile could be out there.
That's a shame he's dead. He looks pretty.
How old was
pretty
he?
healthy in that picture. I mean,
how old was he when we lost him?
Because he was still alive.
Right, yeah. And formaldehyde does a lot of wonders.
Yeah, 66 years
Okay,
old.
So boy, a little bit younger than you would think. But his Alan Combs' heyday was probably the 90s.
He died of lymphoma.
Oh man, so in the 90s though, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Early 2000s. Revolutionary format until they ended that.
Yeah.
Decided no more of that nonsense.
Yeah, why would we show both sides of something when we can use this as our propaganda piece?
That's right.
Both sides do it. It's
But
okay.
We digress.
Yeah.
You're going to have the big match on today. So United
As
States
soon as I can figure out how to watch it.
takes on. You just got to turn on the TV.
That's it. Just turn it on.
It'll navigate itself. But thank you for noticing, Steve, because when I walked in, I did notice
Hard not to.
not nearly enough America going on in this house today.
No, I'm about as
As bland as it could be.
about as plain as it can be. White T-shirt, black shorts. Well, I had to dress in my comfies today
Of course.
because I'm still recovering from my
From the big boo-boo.
major. I'm not sure if I'm ready to talk about it yet. It's going to be a little while.
I'm going to let you come to us.
Mm-hmm.
Because what you've got is a welcoming community here. Willing to give you a warm verbal hug.
Yeah. I mean, we've done that before.
Audio hug.
Done that before on this
Yeah.
on this podcast when you had your ticker boo-boo.
So how should we refer to this one? Like the dick boo-boo?
Pecker boo-boo.
Because I have a million questions about this. And I don't know...
Okay. I'm ready.
I don't know
ready.
what you're willing to answer.
Ready. I'm ready. I am. It might be difficult, but I can work my way
If
through
you need to take a break and if you need to take a step out, just let me know.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously it's not a comfortable situation that this operation.
No.
Right?
No.
Because...
I would say, yeah, probably most uncomfortable... I guess maybe that I've ever been. I mean, probably top 3, I would think.
And I'm not talking about just physically.
Yeah, it's not,
the whole idea of...
Exactly. I would say 90% of it is mental.
Right.
10% physical.
Because it's still... I mean, you're a guy in your early 30s.
Right. Yeah, 41.
It's not like you were raised on a nudist colony.
Sure wasn't.
The idea of walking around with everything just hanging out is not normal for you. You're not walking around the house right now with the family and the kids, just everything hanging out.
Yeah.
That's not the way it goes. So that's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Obviously, the physical part of the operation is not pleasant.
Yep. I guess this was technically my first surgery ever.
Oh, okay. So you're going to rub that in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it was classified as a surgery.
Wow.
Yeah. I know.
Anybody
Look.
bring you like a floral arrangement? Or?
Look. Some of us handle things better than others.
And listen, the last time I was in it took me 12 days to get out. How long did it take you?
I was out of there and in and out, including consultation beforehand. 40 minutes.
Wow.
40 minutes.
Just a stronger fortitude than me.
I mean, look. Don't like to brag, but when the going gets tough, I get tougher. That's my motto. Motto, not mono.
So let me ask you about then what typically everybody asks about.
You can ask me about anything you want, and I will forge ahead if possible.
Again, I know this is an emotional day, emotional weekend for
Very
you.
tough. Very tough. Big loss this weekend.
Hours removed from somebody else cutting away, as you so delicately put it, at your pecker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I
Please,
believe is...
Have a little respect.
Sorry. Jeez. Dong.
Thank you.
So everybody, the first question for everybody is about the discomfort. So we're not going to get into the uber specifics about it because the operation is what it is. It's not intended to be a joyride through a candy village.
No, it definitely is not.
So is this something along the lines of, though, when you were a kid and you'd go to the dentist, you'd leave, you'd either get to pick a prize out of the prize chest or a lollipop. Mm-hmm. What did you pick when you left?
It's my one complaint about this place.
Oh, boy.
They didn't have a candy basket. Nothing. Nothing at all. I got a handshake.
I don't even know if I'd want that.
I didn't know. I know where his hands have been.
Yeah, right.
For those not not sure what we're referring to.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know if you spoke about this on the side gig. Again, don't listen.
Right. Yeah.
Not a fan of the production.
I have, yes. I've talked about
okay.
it. Talked about it on there, but
we're getting the first.
But look, come on. I mean, there are plenty of people that listen to us that have never even heard the side gig, as we discovered in that poll that we did the one time. I had a vasectomy yesterday.
Yes, you did.
My baby making days are over. Well, not technically over yet.
Because that's part of one of the questions I have, and we have a litany of items we need to get to today. So I don't want to linger on your dong boo-boo.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate that because...
Well, Ken, it's not a comfortable situation for you either. No. Do you think maybe Annette would feel more comfortable talking about your dong boo-boo than you?
I could try to get her to come down here, but
I think
I would have more luck like getting Jesus Christ himself to walk into this room.
The only question I have for Annette is, at what point were you so physically repulsed by Steve that you said you have to have this done? No offense.
Right. No. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. Yeah.
So you have this thing done. Everybody's questions are about the discomfort.
Do you want me to kind of walk you through the whole scenario?
Yeah. So you said top to bottom 40 minutes. Give us a rundown of your morning in and out.
All right. So appointment was at 11 o'clock. I got there a couple minutes early, walked in, handed them all of my paperwork that they had sent to me. I filled out, sent it back. The woman, the receptionist said, okay, I just need you to go into the restroom and empty your bladder. Said, no problem. Went in there, did what I had to do.
Was that a self-preservation thing for them?
I don't know. I didn't ask. I did what was asked of me. So I went back into the lobby, sat next to a very nice old man who was adorned with not one, not two, but 3 pieces of Donald Trump attire. And I said, hello, sir. We have a lot in common.
What should we commune about this morning?
And then the receptionist came over to me and she kind of whispered, which I thought, oh, this is not going to be good. She said, the doctor's running a little bit late today because he had an emergency he needed to take care of.
There was a dong emergency?
There was a urology emergency. So I said, okay.
Wow. What was? I mean, I would have a million questions about that, but
I said, all right. Hey, no problem. I'm on his schedule. Mm-hmm. He's not on mine. So a couple minutes later, a nurse came out. She called me back, and as we're walking into the room, like the exam room, she said, "You're from Free Beer and Hot Wings,"
no.
which is
what is that now?
The side gig.
Oh,
side
okay.
Gig, yeah.
Sorry, it's been a while, and I forget.
Right. So that
that's not the place you want to be noticed, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm at Burger King, cool.
Yeah.
But if I'm at the urologist,
right,
there's not the best. And I said, boy, that makes me uncomfortable.
Let me list off really quick, top of my head, top 3 places you don't want to be recognized for your, like, as a public face.
For anything.
Like,
I don't want to be recognized for anything there.
And this is off the top of my head, so if you have fanfare ready, that'd be great. Mm-hmm. Number 3, Steve, place you don't want to be recognized as a public face.
Uh-huh.
The whorehouse.
Yeah.
Number 2, the neighborhood orgy.
Mm-hmm.
And number 1, Steve, the urologist. All different manners dealing with your dong.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I get back into the exam room.
How do you react to that? Do you just say thanks for listening?
I said, that makes me uncomfortable, but thank you.
Right, because
she just kind of laughed. I understand that it's a medical environment. There are HIPAA laws.
Sure, it's not.
I'm not worried that she's on a message board.
Right. There's probably a 4chan thread about that radio producer's dong now that you don't know about.
Yeah. So she gave me some information and said, okay, the doctor's going to be in a few minutes and he's going to do this. Sounds good. She left. 5 minutes later, doctor walks in, and I shake his hand because that's what you do with the doctor, because it's a sign of respect.
Yes.
He's about to perform a procedure on me. I don't want him to know that, hey, I respect you. Shook his hand, said hello, introduced myself, and he said, your voice sounds familiar. And I said, Jesus Christ.
You are a step removed from having the show over the intercom.
I know.
Honestly.
So I was like, okay, this is probably on me because I did talk about it quite a bit on the side gig. I probably, maybe I raised a few eyebrows.
Maybe.
I could have just kept my mouth shut.
But I think even still, the way they phrased that, right, with even the first time saying, like, hey, I recognize that voice, it screams to me that this was getting brought up. And it may have even been based on your name when they saw that come into the schedule, right?
Yeah, which is weird because I don't...
Well, you've got a real dumb name.
Yeah, I mean, I got a dumb name. I'm not known by that. I mean, it's my real name.
Right, but you're not like producer last name.
Right.
Right? And you're not, I mean, it's just Steve.
Yeah, exactly.
And so there's a million Steves.
I mean, yeah, my last name has been said on the radio plenty of times, but I don't go by that. It's, so yeah, I don't know. I'm assuming that they just heard me talking about it, or somebody heard me talking about it and alerted them.
Yeah, and, possibly too. I mean, there's not that many self-indulgent radio people who are putting their faces all over their social media and all over our website too, you know what I mean?
That's a good point.
It's radio.
Yeah, very good point.
It's radio talk. You don't need to see you. Self-indulgent.
So Doc walks in. Mm-hmm. He's got some pieces of paper with some diagrams on them. And he says, what we're going to do is we're going to stick you with a needle here, here, and here. Yeah. And then once that numbs up...
Now, it was on a diagram, but you recognized where those needles were going to be going.
Oh, I did, yeah. Okay. I mean, there are arrows pointing with different medical terms listed. So I was clear. I knew exactly what we were going to do. And then... I don't know what I expected, but I thought that it was going to be like, all right, now come on into our surgical suite or something. I'm not sure what I was expecting, but so we're standing in a room, roughly the size of this room right now.
Which is spacious, as you say.
10 by 9.
8-foot ceilings,
8-foot ceilings.
Makes it feel like an auditorium.
Yeah. So he said, all right, pull your pants and your underwear down to about your knees. And I was like,
just standing there?
Just right here? He said, he said, come and lay on the table. And then we were underway. The starting gun went off.
I mean, that is no holds barred. Hey, we're getting it. But granted, this is what this guy does. There's nothing out of the ordinary for him.
He says he has done 5,000 of these. I said, I trust you. You were highly recommended. And he said, all right. And then he said, well, I've done enough of these. I'm still trying to convince somebody to let me do one blindfolded. And I said, well, keep looking, sir. And then I said, actually, a friend of mine is coming in about 2 hours to get his done. So you can try his. And we both had a little chuckle at that. And but yeah, we were underway. In my mind, I was picturing... I'm going to be laying on a table. There's going to be some kind of like curtain. There's multiple lights.
Some type of...
Lots of people handing him, like the typical thing that you see on TV and in the movies. Like scalpel, blah, 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 blah. We need suction. We need... Nope, just me and him. So that honestly made me feel a little bit better. I'm like, cool. So my junk's not completely on display for the whole office.
For the passerbys and anybody like... did you say the bathroom was down here? Oh,
it's like they open the door and I'm just like, hey,
yeah. And now, tell me if I'm wrong. I would assume this is much like when you were at an appointment with Annette when she was pregnant.
Very much,
and
very much.
You're talking feet hoisted.
No feet hoisted.
Okay,
he said.
Okay,
no, but he said
it'd be a better vantage point,
He said, I don't do the stirrups, but my partner, the other doctor, does.
Okay. So idiot 2
don't know why I needed that information, but I was like, cool, yeah, that's nice.
Needs the feet hoisted.
So step 1 is a series of 3 injections.
Okay. Like numbing.
Numbing, yeah.
Okay.
So 1.
So these are going into the spots that he showed you on a diagram.
1 right in the middle.
Now, when you say
Are we going medical here?
We can dance. We can dance a little bit.
Okay, so say you have the bag.
Okay. Yes.
Say you're at the grocery store.
Yes, and you
bought 2 cantaloupes.
Perfect.
And you put them in a sack.
And you're carrying that.
That sack.
Gotcha.
So you got a cantaloupe on the left, cantaloupe on the right.
Yes.
The first shot is right in between the cantaloupes.
Oh, God.
So it's not really
already not like
that one. Honestly, that one was because it's not really going into anything. It's kind of like that, like your earlobe or something.
Right.
Like there's not a whole lot of nerve endings.
It's more
in there.
loose, just not nerve ending stuff.
Shot number 2 is in the cantaloupe on the right.
Okay. Nope. I did not know that.
I'm going to be honest. I didn't care for that one.
Okay. You know what? I appreciate you really letting it loose there and letting us know how you felt.
Yeah. Shot number 3, as you would expect.
It's going on the other side. Huh?
It's in the other cantaloupe.
And there's no way they could just put like at the dentist, a mask over it.
They suck in. Like blow some smoke up there.
I mean, it's 2022.
Right.
You're telling me that this is the best way to do it?
You can't give me like some special shorts that I wear that have like icy hot on them?
Yeah. Like, hey, you're not going to know it, but you're going to wake up and these 8 inches of your body aren't going to work in the morning because of these medical shorts.
Right. So, by far, that was the worst part of the entire thing.
Yeah. I
to the
can't
point
fathom.
where, like, toes curling, me, hands over my hat, my eyes, and then, like, kind of pushing back on the chair.
Was there no warning?
No. He told me exactly what he was doing.
But
so
did he tell you, like, hey, this is going to is going to hurt?
Yes. He said, when he was describing it to me, he said, this is by far the worst part of it, and it's going to be about 5 seconds of pain. It's going to feel like a bee sting that lasts for about 5 seconds.
But
per shot. And that was very accurate. The shot, 5 seconds, not great. I'm pushing back on the chair. Like, he actually had to tell me, he's like, you got to relax and breathe, like uncurl your toes.
No, I don't, doctor. You're not the one with a needle and a cantaloupe, okay, right now. So I'll breathe when I'm darn well ready to breathe, and there's no longer a needle in either of my cantaloupes.
So again, I'm laying on on like an exam room table, so I can't see what he's doing. I can see him, and then he immediately gets to work. Well, actually, he gave me the shots, and then he said, after these shots, we wait 3 minutes, and then we start going, because the 3 minutes are the time that it takes for that numbing agent to do its thing.
Now, are you a looker? Like blood work, all that stuff? Are you a guy watching the blood go into the tube?
No, I'm not.
Same. Okay.
Not at all. You got to be some kind of disgusting animal.
You've got to be a real heathen and a masochist
a vampire.
to want to do
You're
that.
a vampire.
Yes, yeah. And listen, I don't trust you. If that's you. I don't trust you.
No. I am not the kind of person, if I get a cut on my finger, I put it in my mouth.
Oh, yeah.
No. No.
Psychopathy is what that is. Get a paper
Disgusting.
towel, get a tissue, put it under the sink, yell for help no matter how bad it is.
Yeah, exactly. So, after these shots are administered, laying there, and I'm kind of like taking this in, and I'm like, all right. Doc said the worst part is behind me.
So your hands behind your head now, you're like, okay.
My hands are kind of, I guess they're kind of on my forehead. And, but I'm definitely tense. He's like, you're going to be fine. I'm like, all right. So then he just starts talking to me. He's like, oh, so how'd you get into how'd you get into the field that you're in? And I could tell that he was starting to get to work, because you couldn't feel anything, but you could feel it. Like, if that makes any sense. You could still feel that there was pressure.
Like, there's tugging.
Yeah, well, like if your arm were to fall asleep, but somebody pushed you on your arm, you'd still be able to feel that they had pushed you, but, you could still feel that there was pressure being applied to certain things, and I could hear, like, the little tools he was using, like, squeaking and, like, clamping and everything. So he said, "Oh, what do you how'd you get into what you do?" And I started to give the short answer of, "Oh, got into it in college, been doing it since." And as I started to give the answer, I started to kind of see a bit of a tunnel. And I thought, "Oh boy, something's feeling weird. I'm just going to keep on talking." So,
no. And when you say weird in this instance, it is still that tugging and pulling. So it's not like you're at this point directly like clenching your teeth or like, "Ooh, hey, ow, ooh."
No, but I'm definitely on edge.
Well, and I think a lot of that is
it's like if somebody said, like if I were to tell you, "Hey, at any point while we're in here recording this podcast, someone's going to bust through the door and punch you in the jaw." The whole time that we're recording here, you're kind of like all of your muscles are clenched a little bit, and you're just waiting. You're anticipating that something bad is going to happen.
I mean, me in a few minutes with USA Netherlands.
Right. Yeah, of course.
Same thing.
Same exact thing.
Exact thing. Again, both our feet are in stirrups.
That's how you watch soccer.
Just got to get comfortable.
So I start giving him the short answer of, got involved in it in college and been doing it ever since. And I started feeling a little bit of tunnel vision and a little sweat. And I thought, "Oh boy, I don't know what this is, but
not normal.
I need to keep talking and keep my mind occupied."
Because you thought you might pass out.
I did. I thought I might pass out.
Wow. Okay.
So I gave him the longest version of how I got into radio ever. And he said, "Oh, where'd you go to school?" And I told him Monmouth University in New Jersey. He said, "New Jersey? I'm from New Jersey." And I said, "Get the hell out of here." And then
you guys talk boss.
We didn't talk boss. We talked cheesesteaks though.
Oh, of course.
But man, it worked. I was like, "Oh yeah, I grew up in New Jersey." He's like, "Where?" I said, "A small town right across the river from Philadelphia." He said, "Give me a town name." "All right, Cinnaminson." And he goes, "Cherry Hill." Points to himself, which is literally next town over.
Yeah.
He said, "I went to Bishop Eustace." And I said, "Bishop Useless?"
Because that was the big rally.
That's the old rivalry. Hey, we make fun of your name.
Okay, so now you're taking jabs at the guy with
who's
a soldering iron at your dong.
He's taking jabs at me, yeah. But we start talking about he used to go to Avalon every summer, and we went to Ocean City, and talking about the different places that you would go to, the best place to get cheesesteaks. And so at that point, he's still over on we'll call it the passenger side, working on the passenger side cantaloupe. So midway through this, he rotates over to the driver's side. And so I'm still in the middle of some story that I couldn't have cared less about, and I'm sure he couldn't either, but he was just trying to keep me from passing out on his table.
So obviously, he's done 5,000. He's seen that face before.
He said, because at the end he said, "Oh, the color's back in your face."
Man.
I said, "Was it bad?" He said, yeah. You had no color in your face. Oh, all right, cool. So he jumps over to the driver's side, and he starts doing something, and I just said, "Whoa, I can feel that." And he said, "Really?" And then he did a little something else, and I said, "Yep, I can feel that too." And he said, "Okay, stand by," and took another needle. Luckily, I didn't really feel that because I was numb enough, but also not numb enough. Gives me another shot, and he's like, "How about that?" And he flicked it or something. He's like, "How about that?" I was like, "Yeah, I think you're good." So he proceeded to do that side too. And that was pretty much it. We wrapped it up.
No.
And he said, "Just lay here for a few minutes with your pants around your ankles and don't pass out." And then he left the room, and I was left wondering, how am I supposed to control that?
Yeah. Do I just tell my body now?
You're good.
Don't do it. Don't pass out.
Yeah. So then I sat up once he came back in. Felt a little dizzy, but once all the blood kind of got back to the spots in my body where it was supposed to be, I was pretty good. I got up And the weird thing was the first steps you take, you feel like you're on a horse because I don't know, you feel like
Obviously, you
you're
feel
still
different.
your
Yes.
midsection is numb, which is a weird feeling.
That
Normally,
far up? Maybe it was the fourth jab.
Maybe.
Where he, dipped back into I'm assuming it's a cauldron and put a little more in there and said, we're really going to gas him up here. And then came out with, 2 fingers in the back and then really gave it all he's got.
Right. It's a strange feeling being numb in your midsection. Like I can feel my arms, I can feel my legs, but I can't really feel what connects them. It was a strange feeling. So I felt like I was walking all weird. And and then I got out to the back out to the lobby.
So I'm assuming you rode your bike there.
Yeah, of course.
With like a bag of groceries that you're going to slap on the back and
right. But my bike
home.
My bike got a flat tire, so I used my pogo stick,
of course,
to get the rest of the way home.
And then you got home, and you obviously that night had unicycle practice.
Sure, yeah, every Friday night.
So overall, and try to figure out how to phrase this here. Mm-hmm. How bad was it comparatively? What you thought, what you had been told, etc.
Yeah,
compared to how it was, because what you just described to me. Like an 8 out of 10 bad to me.
Ooh, boy.
Just hearing it. Just because you almost passed out. At one point you didn't think you were numbed anymore, which horrifying.
I wasn't. I mean,
I don't know how that happens because I know that happens in dental work as well.
The only thing I'm thinking is that since he started on the right side, did all the work on the right side, by the time he got over to the left side, maybe it was already wearing off. I don't know.
Oh.
Let's see. I went into this obviously anxious about it because you always hear the horror stories. No matter what, there's going to be the one person that said, "I was."
What's the horror story?
I was in bed for a month because my cantaloupe exploded or something.
More of the after effect.
So I was expecting that it was going to be on a scale of 1 to 10. I was figuring it was going to be about a 6 or a 7 of like pain / uncomfortable. And I would say that it actually was, boy, it's hard to say. Maybe a 4. So what
you just described to me as a 4?
Yeah. Well, look, because total time in pain, I bet was 15 to 20 seconds.
And that's mostly of the shots.
Total time uncomfortable, I mean, both mentally and physically uncomfortable, 20 minutes.
I so wish, and I'm not comparing. I want to make that very clear. I so wish you had had a tattoo. Because a lot of those things you're describing.
Yeah.
Clenching.
Yeah.
But it's intermittent. Because, on any tattoo, it's not like he kept going.
Yeah.
It's very short, a few seconds at a time, wipe it clean, so you're getting a little respite. Mm-hmm. Never have I felt like I'm about to pass out.
Okay.
But it's also a totally different form of pain.
That moment, it was
Fleeting.
maybe 10 seconds. So I would say, in total, the amount of time, like I said, in pain is probably 20 seconds. And uncomfortable, you're talking 20 minutes. Afterwards, after the fact, once I got home, things start, the numbing starts to wear off. I don't know. I feel like I got the most mild follow-up that anyone has ever gotten, because the only time I'm uncomfortable is basically if I go from sitting to standing, and I've taken some Tylenol, some ibuprofen. They gave me one, like an antibiotic type thing that you're supposed to take to prevent any kind of bacterial infection. But I am not even 24 hours removed. I feel pretty much perfectly fine. I feel like I got kicked in the balls like 3 days ago. That is
okay.
That's what.
But like a bad kick.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid kick to the balls, and but I mean, I'm not really in any pain or anything like that. So you going to sign up? Get the old snip.
Boy, is protection that bad? I got to tell you, that is your description right there. Mm-hmm. And we weren't in discussions to have this operation or have this done for me anyway at this point. Right. Has put me further away than 20 minutes ago.
Well, I'll tell you what. I had the doctor. I thought he was great.
Yeah.
Could have sat there and talked to him about cheesesteaks all day. And again, my friend was there a couple of hours later. He seems to be having a much more difficult time.
That's the stirrups.
I think so.
I think so. You know what, though, Steve? Keep his name and number. Just...
Oh, I got it. Don't worry.
Keep it in your back pocket. And maybe, just maybe, a couple years down the road.
Kyle, I noticed you brought something in today along with the rest of... Is it your kit?
Yeah. This is the soccer kit. And again, stop embarrassing yourself.
It's what you wear on the pitch?
Yep, for all the matches.
All right, learn that from Ted Lasso.
You know what? I bet you Ted Lasso has improved World Cup viewership around the world.
Guarantee it.
Quite ridiculous to think about.
That's great.
And then people are tuning in for 0-0 draws and realizing this isn't as fun. I don't get to see them smack the Believe sticker when he walks to his office, this is not as exciting. No. Yes, this is something we mentioned last week. You asked permission to bring something to the Side Gigs Christmas party, local Tex-Mex get-together coming
again,
up
very
this
accurate.
weekend.
Very, very accurate.
It's going to be a work party with like one of those folding doors just separating you and, again, a family out for dinner.
No, it's not even the folding doors. It's the things that, like the privacy screens that you see mostly at like Chinese restaurants.
That's right. Yeah, so not much. And I said I had something, and I forgot what this had looked like, and I'm thrilled because I went and got this thing out of the closet last night. I forgot to post it on social media. We'll post it right now.
Yep.
Not nearly as offensive as I thought. Mm-hmm. Not nearly as offensive.
That's good. That's good because, I mean, I don't like to wear offensive things, I guess.
So you weren't looking to offend any coworker?
No.
Okay. Well,
I try to, be inclusive and be nice to everybody.
Well, I didn't provide this today to push you away from wearing the seasonal Sammy garb, which, again, we are planning on keeping and utilizing for the Memorial Day
Goodwill
holiday.
Doesn't take returns.
That's a good point.
I mean, I guess I could go sell it back to them.
Right, and take just a drastic loss. Yeah. So I wanted to provide this as another option in case you were looking for something else.
Look, I can layer up.
So I have, now this is created by me probably 6 to 7 years ago, Steve.
Okay, I'm seeing it from the back.
Yeah, nothing on the back.
It is looks like a red sweatshirt.
Yep, a beautiful red sweatshirt.
Hanging on a hanger.
And let me flip that puppy around, Steve.
Oh, look at that. So, okay, now up towards the neckline, it looks like you have glued on cotton balls.
That is Santa's beard.
Of course, it's Santa's beard.
Right at the neckline.
Right underneath that, off to the right, it looks like you have Rudolph there, of course.
Well, that is a buck-tooth reindeer.
Rudolph the buck-tooth reindeer?
That's right. That's right. Yeah, thank you for noticing.
A Christmas tree.
Yes.
Directly in the middle.
Yeah.
To the left, there is a Star of David and a menorah. And then there's a Santa Claus belt.
Yes.
Look at that.
I made this myself, Steve.
I'm really impressed.
Yeah, this is what I don't even remember that type of paint, like crafting,
like
type
puffy
of
paint.
Yes,
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I just, I wanted to give you another option to possibly wear. Now this is what I think the best part about this is a large. You are a pretty distinct medium.
Yeah.
In stature and the shirts you wear. Mm-hmm. This thing is going to be hanging down to your knees.
It's going to be big.
Because this is a large. Even looking at it here, it looks like a large tall.
I mean, just look at the head hole is massive.
Yeah. Could you actually, you're almost dressed for the gig. Could you do me a favor?
You want me to try it on?
Could you try it on and I'll snap a picture and we'll see if you should wear this. And again, we're not posting a picture of the seasonal Sammy garb. To see that, you're going to have to come to the Memorial Day Parade. That's right. To see our Christmas season mascot, you are going to have to come to the Memorial Day Parade in Jenison coming up in just 6 months.
Oh boy, this feels big.
Oh my God, it's a
lot of room in here.
It's a blanket.
Whole lot of room.
Okay, so that is, boy, as expected, gorgeous. And also as expected, very big. Let me get a... Oh, yeah, that is delightful. Okay. I mean, listen, this is obviously your party. I just wanted to give you options. Right. I did leave at home Katie's, which was a purple sweater that had, I forget, a penguin on it and a snowman and then an African-American Santa Claus.
Okay.
So I left that one at home. Just wanted to give you this option.
I'm assuming this can't be washed.
I wouldn't.
All right. So we're going to have a couple pictures posted today.
Yes.
One of you in your
the kit.
Your Team USA kit.
That's right.
One of me and this.
So what do you think?
I like it. Now maybe because I kind of have my heart set on seasonal Sammy.
Sure. No, and I don't blame you.
But Annette also wants to get in on the action.
There's 0% chance Annette would wear that.
I think she would.
I've known Annette. Boy, and now I'm even looking at it now. That thing's been in the closet for 6 years. Mm-hmm. It looks like I've lost some of those cotton balls. Near the neckline. But yet, all of the menorah flames, the candles on the menorah, they've
beautiful.
all stuck around.
Yeah. 8 crazy nights.
That is, what happened to me? I used to be creative. I used to have dreams. Be able to do things.
Yep.
You know, far removed am I from making my own Christmas sweater and developing that viewer mail time intro.
Right, that was it.
That's it. The 2 peaks of my mountain. I wanted to mention briefly, you should have, by the time this is released, you will have a message with your recipient for the gift exchange. Mm-hmm. The 7th annual Steve and Kyle podcast Cloak and Dagger non-denominational winter solstice gift exchange. We are a tiny bit delayed in sending out those names. You will have them by the time this episode is released. So please be thinking of that gift. Be ready to send it as soon as possible so we can get that to your recipient as close to...
so you can get that to your recipient.
Yes, so you can get that to your recipient as close to solstice time as possible. And
once you get them, if you could... post pictures of them on social media. Tag
hashtag garbage merch.
Hashtag
garbage
merch,
gifts.
Garbage merch. Garbage gifts. We love to see them as they start to flow in.
Yes, we'll repost those as they flow into our mentions. Love seeing those come in every season. Let's make this one. Let's make sure we don't have any people messaging without getting their gift, and it's January. I'd prefer to just avoid that, mostly because I don't want to have to deal with the headache of dealing with people back and forth.
Yeah.
If you have any special requests, hey, I need to know, can you see if you can reach out and get my person's shirt size, whatever size?
No problem.
I would be happy to do that. We'll include that with the message. I had a couple ask that already, so we will do that as well if you wanted to get something more personalized. I'm not saying you have to do that, but it's always open. We are here to assist.
Also, we have the year in review coming up, which is not sure if it's going to be a 1 week or 2 weeks of year in review episodes, but if there's anything that happened in 2022 that you would like to hear, once again on the year in review, if you just send us a message or tag us in a post on social media at Steve and Kyle, let us know, because we are putting that together as we speak, so it's always good to hear the input.
Yes, would love thoughts on if anything stuck out to you this year. Like Steve said, let us know. That episode will be, as typically, the last episode of this year.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So currently slated for December 27th. The year in review, again, being put together. Let us know what you think.
At Steve and Kyle, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Man, I love this sweatshirt.
It's real nice.
It's nice.
Annette is more than welcome to it to wear to the party.
I'm just going to wear it upstairs.
See what she says.
See if she says anything. I mean... maybe it doesn't jump out. Maybe it's not bold enough.
Yeah, listen, as we talked, she doesn't really notice you in general.
No. She is so sick of me that I had a sterilization procedure done yesterday.
Yeah. She's so repulsed by you that she forced you to get laser beamed.
I can't believe the doctor's done 5,000 of that.
5,000 procedures.
He said he's the amount of reversals he is doing these days is through the roof. The reversal process takes 2 hours.
So he goes back in there.
Yeah.
Solders them back together with the... Oh, God.
Yeah.
Folks, take it this way. Make it final. Make your decision final.
Yeah, my decision is final.
Yeesh.
I assure you of that. All right, at Steve and Kyle, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you start getting your garbage gifts, love to see them. Post them up there. Hashtag garbage gifts. Hashtag garbage merch. We will be sure to share them as well. I think that's it. We'll talk to you next week.
See ya.